Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Alice Tan Ridley, subway songstress and soulful voice of New York, remembered at 72. For over 3 decades, Alice Tan Ridley turned the bustling subways of New York City into a stage, capturing hearts with soaring ballads like "I Will Always Love You" and "My Heart Will Go On." Her unforgettable voice and commanding presence led her from the platforms of Herald Square to national recognition on America's Got Talent in 2010, where her rendition of Etta James' "At Last" carried her to the semi-finals. In 2016, she released her debut album Never Lost My Way, further solidifying her place in the hearts of fans across generations. Born on December 21, 1952, Ridley began her professional journey not in music, but in education. After graduating from Stewart County High School and earning her teaching license from the New York State Board of Education, she worked as a special education teacher in Brooklyn. But her passion for singing eventually led her to the underground stages of New York, where she became a cherished icon of the city's music scene. Alice passed away on March 25, 2025, in New York City, at the age of 72. Her family confirmed her passing in a heartfelt obituary that honored her love for music, family, and community. In 2018, she began living with dementia, which gradually brought her remarkable public performances to a close. She is survived by her daughter, Oscar-nominated actress Gabourey Sidibe, her son Ahmed, grandchildren, siblings, and countless fans whose lives she brightened with her gift. Her story is one of perseverance, soul, and the enduring power of song. Did you ever hear Alice sing in the subway or on screen? Share your memories below and help celebrate her incredible legacy.
So sweet a smile for me.
Mike Berry, the cherished British singer and actor whose career spanned over 6 decades, passed away peacefully on April 11, 2025 at the age of 82, with his family by his side. His passing came just weeks after a triumphant sold-out performance at the Half Moon in London, a testament to his enduring voice and charm. Born in England, Berry first rose to fame in the early 1960s with his haunting single Tribute to Buddy Holly, followed by hits like Don't You Think It's Time, and later, Sunshine of Your Smile. Admired for his vocal style reminiscent of his American idol, Buddy Holly, he quickly became a household name. Over the years, he shared the stage with legends such as the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and in 2016, made a surprise appearance on The Voice UK, delighting fans old and new. Berry also found success on the small screen, most notably as the lovable Mr. Spooner on the long-running BBC sitcom Are You Being Served? From 1981 to 1985. He also starred in Wurzel Gummidge, endearing himself to generations of British viewers with his warm presence and comedic timing. Despite his age, Berry remained active and vibrant in his final years, performing with energy and joy until the very end. No significant health issues had been publicly reported, making his passing all the more unexpected for those who saw him perform just weeks earlier. Mike Berry leaves behind a legacy of timeless music, classic comedy, and a reputation as one of the kindest figures in British showbiz. His voice, both sung and spoken, will echo in the memories of millions.
No more shirts and bright blue jeans, all at once.
Johnny Tillotson was a beloved American singer and songwriter, born on April 20th, 1938 in Jacksonville, Florida. With a voice as smooth as southern sunshine and lyrics that spoke directly to the heart, Tillotson became a cherished figure in the early 1960s music scene. His breakout hit, Poetry in Motion, soared to number 1, 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and turned him into a household name almost overnight. Blending country warmth with pop sincerity, Tillotson created a string of memorable songs including It Keeps Right On A-Hurtin, a heartfelt ballad that earned him his first of 2 Grammy nominations and was later recorded by legends like Elvis Presley and Dean Martin. His music not only topped charts, but also comforted a generation navigating the tides of love and loss. Fans connected deeply with his gentle demeanor and timeless melodies. Behind the spotlight, Johnny was a man of grace and gratitude. He held a degree in journalism and communications from the University of Florida and carried that same curiosity and thoughtfulness into his songwriting. Throughout his life, he remained devoted to his craft and his audience, releasing new music even in his final days. Johnny faced significant health challenges in recent years due to complications related to Parkinsonism. Despite the struggles, he remained optimistic and creative, supported always by his loving wife of 45 years, Nancy. She shared touching words about his kindness, humor, and deep appreciation for the fans who made his dreams come true. Johnny Tillotson passed peacefully on April 1st, 2025, surrounded by love. His legacy endures in every lyric, every note, and every heart that still sings along to his songs. He gave the world music filled with tenderness, and in return, earned a place of honor in its memory. Val Kilmer, the magnetic American actor known for his unforgettable roles in Top Gun, The Doors, and Tombstone, passed away on April 1st, 2025, at the age of 65 due to complications from pneumonia. A gifted performer with a fiercely independent spirit, Kilmer carved out a career that defied convention and left a lasting mark on Hollywood. Born on December 31st, 1959, in Los Angeles, Kilmer showed early promise, becoming one of the youngest students ever admitted to Juilliard. He made a splash with comedic turns in Top Secret and Real Genius before rising to stardom as Iceman in Top Gun. He brought a haunting intensity to Jim Morrison in The Doors and added gravitas to the gunslinger Doc Holliday in Tombstone, a performance that many consider his finest. Kilmer's journey was not without hardship. In the mid-2000s teens, he faced a serious health battle that permanently affected his voice. Despite this, he remained creative and resilient, returning to the screen in Top Gun, Maverick, 2022, in a powerful and deeply moving scene alongside Tom Cruise. His ability to connect with audiences, even without his voice, was a testament to his inner strength and commitment to the craft. In 2021, he offered an intimate glimpse into his life through the documentary Val, narrated by his son Jack. The film showcased a man of deep sensitivity, humor, and courage, an artist who never stopped creating even when the spotlight dimmed. Val Kilmer's legacy lives on through his children, Mercedes and Jack, and through the characters he brought to life with such raw honesty. He was more than an actor. He was a true original, whose passion and presence will be remembered for generations to come.
'70s, and at this day I had just found the good Lord, and I must have been about 28 years old.
George Foreman, a towering figure in the world of boxing and beyond, passed away peacefully on March 21st, 2025, at the age of 76. His family shared that he was surrounded by loved ones in his final moments, leaving behind a legacy defined by faith, resilience, and purpose. Born in Houston's tough Fifth Ward in 1949, Foreman overcame a difficult childhood, finding discipline and direction through the Job Corps, where he discovered boxing. Just a few years later, at only 19, he won Olympic gold in Mexico City, an achievement he often called one of the proudest moments of his life. By 1973, he shocked the world by defeating Joe Frazier to become heavyweight champion. But it was his historic 1974 bout with Muhammad Ali, the Rumble in the Jungle, that etched his name permanently into sports history. After stepping away from the ring in 1977 and experiencing a profound spiritual awakening, Foreman returned to boxing a decade later. In 1994, at age 45, he stunned the world once again by reclaiming the heavyweight title, becoming the oldest man to ever do so. Outside the ring, Foreman became a beloved cultural icon through his business ventures, particularly the George Foreman Grill, which sold over 100 million units. He also appeared on television, authored books, and shared his story in the 2023 biopic Big George Foreman. A devoted husband, father of 12, and proud grandfather, Foreman's life was about more than titles or fame. He was a preacher, mentor, and a man of deep faith who believed in second chances. His story remains a powerful testament to transformation, perseverance, and the quiet strength of a man who never stopped fighting, for greatness, for his family, and for his place in history.
And that's what makes us Americans. It's all that makes us Americans, so don't tell me there's no rule book, and don't nod at me like that, you son of a bitch.
Breaking news: the quiet battles and bold triumphs of Tom Hanks. Why does his story still move millions? Tom Hanks. Just the name alone brings a comforting familiarity to millions around the world. Whether he is portraying a castaway speaking to a volleyball, a gentle man waiting at a bus stop with a box of chocolates, or a captain steering his crew through war, Hanks has always managed to bring something uniquely human to every role. But beyond the accolades and blockbusters, his story is one of endurance, humility, and strength, both on screen and off. Born on July 9, 1956, in Concord, California, Thomas Jeffrey Hanks came from modest beginnings. After his parents divorced when he was just a child, Hanks moved frequently and often felt like an outsider. Yet it was in the theater, first in community college and later at California State University, Sacramento, that he found his voice. His early days with the Great Lakes Theater Festival in Cleveland taught him not just the craft of acting, but the discipline and depth that would shape his life's work. Do you remember the first time you saw Tom Hanks on screen? Was it laughter or tears that he brought out in you? His big break came with the 1984 romantic comedy Splash, a surprise hit that introduced audiences to his charm. But it was the 1988 classic Big that made the world fall in love with him. Playing a boy trapped in a man's body, Hanks captured innocence and curiosity with such sincerity that it earned him his first Academy Award nomination. From there, the momentum never slowed. Then came a pair of roles that would define a generation. In Philadelphia, 1993, Hanks portrayed Andrew Beckett, a lawyer fighting not only for his rights, but for his dignity. It was a landmark film that broke barriers and earned Hanks his first Oscar. Just 1 year later, he returned to the podium, this time as Forrest Gump, an everyman whose extraordinary life touched on some of the most defining moments in American history. Which Tom Hanks character do you see a bit of yourself in? Forrest Gump, Captain Miller, or maybe the steadfast Jim Lovell? The roles kept coming: Apollo 13, Saving Private Ryan, Castaway, The Green Mile, Catch Me If You Can, Bridge of Spies, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, each performance a testament to his remarkable range. He was not just a movie star. He was America's everyman, someone who seemed to embody the decency we long to see more of in the world. But even a man as universally admired as Tom Hanks is not immune to life's challenges. In 2013, Hanks shared that he had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. It was a wake-up call, brought on in part by the physical toll his roles had taken on his body. "I was a total idiot," he admitted later, referencing the dramatic weight changes required for films like Cast Away. He took ownership, adjusted his lifestyle, and brought his signature openness to a conversation that affects millions of Americans. Then in early 2020, just as the world began to learn the name COVID-19, Tom Hanks and his wife, actress Rita Wilson, became among the first public figures to test positive. They were in Australia for a film project when symptoms struck. Hanks described feeling extremely fatigued, with body aches and inability to concentrate. Wilson battled a fever and loss of taste and smell. Both recovered, but their decision to speak openly helped humanize a frightening moment for many. Were you comforted knowing that someone as steady as Tom Hanks was going through the same global crisis? Did his voice help guide you through uncertain times? In the years since, Hanks has only deepened his legacy. He continues to act, write, and speak with purpose. His 2017 book Uncommon Type, a collection of short stories, revealed his love for writing and his cherished typewriter collection. And in 2023, he released his debut novel, The Making of Another Major Motion Picture Masterpiece, drawing from his 4 decades in Hollywood. He also remains a generous voice in humanitarian efforts, from disaster relief to veterans support, from the arts to public health. Hanks is not just an actor. He is a storyteller, a citizen, and a man who chooses to lead with kindness. So where is Tom Hanks today? Still working, still inspiring, still making movies and memories. But he is also slowing down a bit, cherishing time with his wife and children, stepping back from the rush of the industry to focus on the quieter joys of life. At age 68, he has earned it. What is your favorite Tom Hanks moment, on screen or off? Is there a film you turn to when you need comfort, courage, or just a good cry? Tom Hanks's story is not just one of stardom, but of staying grounded while soaring to great heights. Through illness, through uncertainty, through fame, he has never wavered in his belief in storytelling as a force for good. He reminds us that strength comes in many forms, and sometimes it is as simple as being a steady voice in a chaotic world. So now we ask you, how will you remember Tom Hanks? What has he meant to you through the years? Let us know in the comments. We would love to hear your story.
So I did the test and I thought that I felt something.
Where?
Shannon Doherty was a beloved American actress and cultural icon, born on April 12, 1971, in Memphis, Tennessee. She began acting at age 10 and captured hearts early on as Jenny Wilder in Little House on the Prairie. But it was her portrayal of Brenda Walsh on Beverly Hills 90210 that launched her to national fame in the 1990s. Brenda's complex, emotional journey made her one of television's most memorable characters, and Shannon's performance resonated deeply with viewers navigating the realities of adolescence. After leaving 90210, she reinvented herself with another breakout role, as Prue Halliwell in the supernatural hit series Charmed. As the eldest of 3 witch sisters, she portrayed strength, vulnerability, and fierce love with captivating depth. Her work behind the camera, directing several episodes of Charmed, further showcased her creative talent. In 2015, Doherty was diagnosed with breast cancer, a challenge she faced with courage and openness. Even as her illness progressed and spread, she continued to act, produce, and connect with fans through her podcast, Let's Be Clear with Shannon Doherty, where she spoke honestly about her journey. Shannon passed away on July 13, 2024, at the age of 53, following her long and brave battle with cancer. She was surrounded by loved ones and remembered as a devoted daughter, sister, aunt, and friend. Though she was left out of the Oscars in memoriam tribute, her impact remains undeniable. Shannen Doherty's legacy is one of strength, artistry, and resilience. Her work touched millions, and her life reminds us of the power of authenticity and the grace of facing adversity with heart and courage.
Look, there's an island over there.
An island?
Yeah. This one wants more coins.
Richard Simmons was more than just a fitness instructor. He was a burst of joy, a spark of hope, and a friend to millions who needed one. Born July 12, 1948, in the heart of New Orleans, Richard grew up struggling with his weight and self-worth. By the time he finished high school, he weighed nearly 300 pounds. But rather than let that define him, Richard turned it into his purpose. In 1974, he opened Slimmons, a small studio in Beverly Hills with a big heart. It wasn't like any other gym. There were no intimidating mirrors or judgment, just music, movement, and encouragement. Everyone was welcome, and everyone was enough. That was Richard's message, always. Then came Sweatin' to the Oldies. Bright colors, classic tunes, and a whole lot of fun. These videos weren't just workouts. They were parties in your living room. They sold over 20 million copies, changing not only how people exercised, but how they felt about themselves. And Richard? He became a household name, not because he was flashy, but because he was real. He wrote best-selling books, appeared on countless TV shows, and made America laugh, often at his own expense. But behind the glitter and energy was a man who truly cared. He answered letters, made phone calls, and reached out to people simply to remind them they mattered. On July 13, 2024, Richard passed away at the age of 76 at his home in Los Angeles. Though the cause hasn't been made public, what's clear is this: his light touched millions. Richard Simmons reminded the world that fitness wasn't about perfection, it was about joy, about getting up, moving your body, and loving who you are, no matter where you're starting from. And that legacy? It's still dancing in the hearts of those he inspired. Tony Todd was a commanding presence in American film and television, known for the depth, power, and quiet grace he brought to every role. Born on December 4, 1954 in Washington, D.C., he trained at the Eugene O'Neill National Theater Institute and began his career on the stage, eventually starring in the original production of August Wilson's King Hedley II, a performance widely praised for its emotional intensity. Though he had over 240 screen credits, Todd will be most remembered for his unforgettable portrayal of Candyman, a haunting, poetic figure whose story explored grief, injustice, and folklore. The role became iconic, and Todd reprised it in multiple sequels, including a 2021 revival. He also stood out in Final Destination as the cryptic William Bloodworth, in Platoon as Sergeant, Warren, and in Night of the Living Dead as Ben, each performance layered with humanity and weight. Beyond horror, Todd's rich, resonant voice brought life to characters in Transformers, The Flash, and Spider-Man 2, captivating new generations through animation and video games. He also left his mark on Star Trek, appearing across several series and solidifying his place in science fiction history. Tony Todd passed away peacefully at his home in Marina del Rey, California, on November 6, 2024, at the age of 69. His representative confirmed the news, though no specific cause was publicly disclosed. He leaves behind a legacy of powerful storytelling, deep artistic integrity, and a quiet kindness that those who worked with him will never forget. Tony Todd showed us that even in darkness, there can be dignity, and in silence, there can be strength.
Nobody sets me up, you understand? Nobody!
Wings Hauser was a magnetic presence in American film and television, whose career spanned nearly 6 decades. Born Gerald Dwight Hauser on December 12, 1946, in Hollywood, California, he was the son of Academy Award-winning screenwriter Dwight Hauser. Raised amid the heart of the industry, Wings followed his passion into acting, music, and storytelling, building a career defined by grit, versatility, and heart. Best known for his role as Greg Foster on The Young and the Restless, Wings brought depth and charisma to daytime television, earning a devoted following. But his talents extended far beyond the soap opera world. He starred in a range of television classics, from Magnum, P.I. and Murder. She wrote to Perry Mason and Beverly Hills 90210. In film, he left an indelible mark with standout roles in Vice Squad, 1982, Tough Guys Don't Dance, 1987, and The Insider, 1999, acting alongside legends like Al Pacino and Russell Crowe. A proud Academy member and passionate creative, Wings was working on a documentary titled Working Class Actor, chronicling his journey through Hollywood with honesty and affection. He was also deeply committed to independent film and music, collaborating with his wife and creative partner, Callie Lily Hauser. Wings Hauser passed away of natural causes on March 15, 2025, at the age of 78, surrounded by love at his home in California. He is survived by his wife Callie, his daughter Bright, and his son Cole Hauser, who carries forward his legacy on screen. Through every role, Wings gave his full heart. His presence may no longer light up the screen, but his spirit endures, in film, in family, and in the lives he touched along the way. Lou Donaldson was a true American jazz original, an alto saxophonist whose warm, soulful tone helped shape the sound of modern jazz. Born on November 1, 1926, in Baden, North Carolina, Lou grew up surrounded by gospel and blues, influences that would stay with him throughout his 7-decade career. After serving in the U.S. Navy during World War II, he pursued music seriously, eventually becoming one of the key figures at Blue Note Records during its golden era. Known affectionately as Sweet Papa Lou, Donaldson bridged the energy of bebop with the grit of soul, bringing both technical brilliance and emotional depth to every note. His signature recordings, such as Blues Walk, Alligator Boogaloo, and Midnight Creeper, are jazz standards, and his collaborations with Art Blakey, Horace Silver, and Clifford Brown remain timeless. He also played a crucial role in popularizing soul jazz, a style that blended blues and gospel influences with jazz improvisation, opening doors for a wider, more diverse audience. Even as trends shifted, Donaldson stayed true to his roots, performing with energy and elegance well into his 90s. In the final years of his life, he faced health challenges, including a battle with pneumonia that prevented him from attending his 98th birthday tribute concert in New York City. Just days later, on November 5, 2024, he passed away peacefully. Lou Donaldson is remembered not only as a master musician, but as a generous spirit who brought joy, swing, and substance to countless listeners. His recordings continue to inspire both seasoned jazz lovers and new generations discovering the timeless groove of Sweet Lou. His legacy is a melody that never fades. Do you remember John Nelson, the graceful hand behind some of classical music's most stirring performances? A maestro who spent his life elevating the works of Bach, Berlioz, and Handel for audiences around the world. Born on December 6, 1941 in San Jose, Costa Rica, to American missionary parents, Nelson's journey in music began humbly with a $50 piano and a childhood accident that redirected him from pianist to conductor. He studied at Wheaton College and later honed his craft at Juilliard, launching a 6-decade career marked by elegance, insight, and an unwavering devotion to sacred and orchestral music. He served as music director for the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra and held prominent roles with orchestras across the US and Europe. Yet, it was his deep connection to the music of Hector Berlioz that would define his legacy. In 2017, Nelson's landmark recording of Les Troyens with the Orchestre Philharmonique de Strasbourg earned global acclaim, winning top honors from Gramophone, the International Opera Awards, and France's Victoires de la Musique Classique. John Nelson passed away peacefully at his home in Chicago on March 31, 2025, at the age of 83. His representative confirmed his passing, though no cause was disclosed. In his final years, Nelson continued conducting and recording with grace, including a deeply expressive performance of Handel's Messiah in 2023. He is survived by 2 daughters, 4 grandsons, and 3 great-grandchildren. Through his artistry, humility, and faith, Nelson leaves behind more than recordings. He leaves a legacy of reverence, passion, and a lifelong commitment to beauty in music. His baton may have been laid down, but the resonance of his work will echo for generations to come.
Or lying. I don't want any pretending or deception, any kind.
Alice Hrsin, a treasured actress whose career spanned more than 6 decades, brought elegance, warmth, and quiet strength to every role she embraced. Born on Long Island, New York, in 1929, she began her journey in the arts with a deep commitment to storytelling, graduating from the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in 1948. From early stage work to soap operas, sitcoms, and films, Hrsin became a familiar presence in living rooms across America. She first gained national attention in the 1970s with performances on One Life to Live and The Edge of Night, before winning hearts as Mavis Anderson on Dallas, appearing in 26 episodes between 1982 and 1988. In the 1990s, she portrayed Lois Morgan, Ellen DeGeneres' on-screen mother, in the groundbreaking sitcom Ellen. Her portrayal, particularly during the show's pivotal coming-out storyline, was praised for its authenticity and emotional depth. Over the years, she also appeared on beloved series like Seventh Heaven, Full House, and General Hospital, and made memorable film appearances in Private Benjamin, Being There, and Revenge of the Nerds. Through each role, Hrsin brought sincerity, nuance, and a timeless grace that resonated with audiences of all ages. On February 14, 2025, Alice Hrsin passed away peacefully at the age of 95 from natural causes, surrounded by the care of the Motion Picture and Television Country House in Woodland Hills. She is survived by her sons, David and Christopher, and her grandson, Daniel. But beyond family, Alice leaves behind a legacy of meaningful performances and quiet trailblazing. In an ever-changing industry, she remained steady, an actress who spoke softly, yet left a lasting echo. Terry Ruane was a trailblazing British actor, director, and educator whose life's work transformed the landscape of accessible theater. Born on November 21, 1946, Terry lost most of his hearing at the age of 5 due to meningitis. But rather than let it limit him, he turned this personal challenge into a profound mission: to give voice, through sign language and performance, to those often left unheard. Terry rose to prominence in the 1970s as general manager of the British Theatre of the Deaf, where he directed and performed groundbreaking productions in British Sign Language. he went on to co-found the Interim Theater Company, dedicated to inclusive, bilingual theater that empowered both deaf and hearing actors. His artistry was not only evident on stage, but also behind the scenes, where he mentored young talents and shaped the direction of deaf performance in the UK. American audiences may remember him from his long-standing work with the BBC's See Here from 1984 to 1996, where he reported on issues impacting the deaf community with clarity, empathy, and wit. Terry also left his mark on the academic world, teaching and directing at the University of Reading and beyond. In his final year, Terry bravely battled cancer, a fight he met with the same strength and dignity that defined his career. He passed away peacefully on October 13, 2024, at the age of 77. His legacy endures in the many lives he touched, through his performances, his advocacy, and his unwavering belief in the power of inclusive storytelling. Terry Ruane showed the world that silence is not absence, and that the beauty of theater lies in its ability to connect every heart, regardless of how it hears. Breaking news. Today, we celebrate the extraordinary journey of a man whose velvet voice and poetic soul helped define an entire era of American music. Smokey Robinson is not just a Motown icon, he is a living testament to the power of creativity, resilience, and grace. At 84 years old, he continues to inspire through his music, his wisdom, and his unwavering dedication to living with purpose. How has Smokey Robinson's music touched your life? Share your memories in the comments below as we explore his legendary career, personal triumphs, and enduring spirit. Born on February 19, 1940 in Detroit, Michigan, William Smokey Robinson Jr. grew up in a world surrounded by gospel, blues, and jazz. His love for music took root early, and by high school, he had already formed a vocal group that would later become The Miracles, a name now etched into the foundation of soul and R&B. It was fate and vision that brought Smokey to Berry Gordy, and together, they helped shape Motown Records, one of the most influential music labels in history. Smokey's songwriting brilliance soon became the heartbeat of Motown. With timeless hits like The Tracks of My Tears, You've Really Got a Hold on Me, Ooh Baby Baby, and Shop Around, he not only led the Miracles to stardom, but also penned chart toppers for other legendary acts, including My Girl for the Temptations and My Guy for Mary Wells. His lyrics, often filled with tenderness, vulnerability, and hope, gave voice to generations searching for love and meaning. Yet for all his success, Smokey Robinson's path was not without struggle. In the early 1970s, he stepped away from the Miracles and tried to retire from the stage altogether. As Motown's vice president, he shifted his focus to guiding others. But something vital was missing. As he recently confessed in a heartfelt interview before his return to the Apollo Theater, "I tried retiring once and it did not work for me, man." The silence, it turned out, was louder than the spotlight. And so, he returned, not because he needed to, but because he was born to create. His solo career flourished with beloved songs like Cruisin' and Being With You, proving that his artistry was far from confined to the past. Over time, his silky voice became a symbol of timeless elegance, crossing genres and generations. But perhaps even more inspiring than his musical accomplishments is his approach to life. Smokey Robinson has always walked a path of intention and discipline. Despite his immersion in the entertainment world, he made a conscious decision to avoid the stereotypical artist lifestyle. "No partying for me," he said with a smile. After every show, instead of the after-parties, he would retreat to the calm of a hotel room, where peace and recovery replaced chaos. This philosophy extended to his health. In 2020, Robinson faced a serious battle with COVID-19, one that tested his strength like never before. Yet, with determination, he recovered, and today he credits daily exercise, yoga, a clean diet, and spiritual mindfulness for his enduring vitality. At 84, he does not just look strong, he is strong mentally, emotionally, and physically. His recent return to the iconic Apollo Theater, where he first performed with the Miracles, is more than a performance. It is a powerful full-circle moment, rich with meaning. It is where the young boy from Detroit once stood with dreams in his heart. Now, decades later, the seasoned legend returns not just to sing, but to remind us that the soul never ages. While many artists step back in their later years, Smokey continues to look forward. In 2023, he released Gasms, an album of all-new original material, written, produced, and performed with his signature soulfulness. And he is not stopping there. He recently revealed plans for a Spanish-language album, showing that his passion for music knows no boundaries. "As long as I have a voice," he says, "I have something to say." And say it, he does, with grace, clarity, and love. Those who know Smokey personally describe him as humble, thoughtful, and deeply spiritual. He often reflects on the two most important days of his life, the day he met Berry Gordy and the day Motown was born. To him, music has never just been a career. It is a calling, a way to connect with the divine, and a gift to be shared with the world. In an era that often prizes noise over nuance, Smokey Robinson stands apart. His music speaks softly but powerfully, reminding us of the beauty in vulnerability and the joy in simplicity. His life story reminds us that greatness is not only about success, but about staying true to your values, even when no one is watching. So what is the legacy of Smokey Robinson? It is one written in melodies that mend hearts, in lyrics that offer light, and in a life that has been lived with integrity and inspiration. From Motown's golden age to the present day, he continues to elevate music, uplift spirits, and embody grace. What are your favorite Smokey Robinson songs? Which lyrics have stayed with you over the years? Share your stories in the comments below. We want to hear how this legend has impacted your life. If this tribute touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that honor the icons who have shaped our culture. Let us celebrate Smokey Robinson, not just as a singer or songwriter, but as a living example of what it means to live with passion, purpose, and soul.